Hello, this is Ruben. Video number 3. We went through the motivation meditation, video 2. I know you're tired of that. Now I am focused. I want to fight now. I feel like, I'm a warrior. I'm whatever. I can do it all. So, the reason why you want to have that susceptible mindset is because we want to be like sponges. We want to be like little kids. I have my kid. They get annoying. They start asking questions. Why is this? Why is that? Why do I need to do this? Why do I need to do that? The reason they ask so many questions is there's so much curiosity and there's so much to learn, so much to explore for the kid. You gotta remember, he's seeing this entire world and he's like, what is that? What is this? What is that? This and this and this. And same thing we got to do with fighting. We have to pretty much ask a lot of questions. We have to pretty much be excited to do it. So, I'm not gonna show you how to swing the arm or nothing like that. And no. I'm just gonna go down, like I said, to the basics of basics, down to your positioning in your fingers. So there's 50 ways to throw a punch. 50 ways, and probably even more. I just know 50 ways now. There's 50 ways to throw a punch, even though you see 4 punches: the jab, the straight, the uppercut, and the hook in boxing. There's 4 punches. Well, I'm gonna show you how to do your fist first and foremost before I show you all that other stuff. So first and foremost, my hand, most people, when they throw a punch, they do a fist. So some people do this, some people do this, some people do this. There's all kinds of ways they do this. Some people do this. They think because this, they're gonna hit them right here, and it's gonna hurt. Or they do this, they do this, they do this, they do this. All kinds of ways. And there's only one way that I know of that is gonna protect me, and it's gonna hurt the guy more. It's gonna generate more power, and it's gonna generate more damage at the end of the day. So that's important, because for the amateur, it's important to practice right from the beginning so you don't hurt yourself, because you're trying to hurt them while you're punching. You're not trying to hurt yourself while you're punching, which in the professional level, I've seen many fights where the guy breaks his wrist. Not his wrist, his hand. Why does he break his hand? Well, the skull, this part here, this is solid. Solid. You're not gonna just crack this with just because you're strong, and it hurts to hit somebody full force here. So the skull is as strong as steel. Well, it feels as hard as steel. So punch a steel wall, see what happens to your wrist or your fist. So even with the wraps, they get their hands busted. So we need to learn how to, so your hands here, many people do this fist right here, like this, like this, like this. I've seen it all kinds of ways where they do this, they do that, they do all weird kinds of ways. There's only one way I know that can, like I said, not hurt yourself. And if you're a professional, you've probably been doing this wrong all your life. If you're still doing this, not a lot of people think about this because you probably skipped this whole step. So now you're a professional fighting people and, hurting your own self every time you fight. Or you depend on the reps. I don't depend on the reps. I can't depend on the reps. If I fight somebody in the street, I can't be like, hey, hold up, man. Let me put my reps on. That's not going to happen. You're going to put your reps, get beat up. It doesn't happen that way. So you need to know how to do your fist right. So to do my fist right, I first close my fist like that. And this is how it's supposed to look. Like that. As if I was holding a sword. Or, let me see, I have a screwdriver here. So this is the screwdriver. Like that. Pull this out like that. There's a little gap in between, maybe I can put the screw in like that. That's how I'm supposed to do my like that. And the reason why I'm doing this and not any other way, you see my fingers? My fingers are squeezing into the meat part of the palm. The thumb is squeezing towards my pointing finger, and I'm putting these two knuckles in front. So that's what needs to land. Boom, these two knuckles. These two knuckles run all the way across back here. So if I hit someone, the force of the bone is gonna go all the way back. If I hit them with this, these have the tendency to break apart because they're a little off from the middle of the forearm. So from here, if you eliminate this, this has more like a backup than this. These, you know, you can break them if you hit with these two. So you want to hit with these two knuckles. You always want to aim nose, chin. Nose and chin. That's where you want to aim. You want to aim nose, chin, nose, chin, nose, chin. That's the jab, or the straight. That's a straight or the jab right here. And then you want to take this thing out. Like I said, you want to squeeze your thumb into your pointing finger. You want to tighten it up. You want to feel like this piece of meat right here in between your pointing finger and your thumb. You want to feel it like it's getting hard. And why is that? Because you want your wrist to stay straight as you're punching. You don't want it to bend like that. You don't want to have, this is what we call motorcycle handles, like that. You punch somebody like that, at full force, your wrist is gonna go back. Boom. I don't even want to do it, even slowly. It already, painful. At a downward slope, it didn't go like that. Boom, when you hit the solid. Like that. Oof, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Oof. So from here too. And when you do your fist like this, like that, you don't really have a lot of support in your wrist, so your wrist is weak. I want you to do your regular fist that you do normally, and then try to make it hard, your fist so hard so that your wrist doesn't bend. And have somebody move your fist, and you're gonna see that your fist is gonna move. Because there's not a lot of strength. I can do this, I can do it like this, solid, and you see how it bends? It bends because I'm not supporting my wrist properly. If I do this, if I pull my thumb out and tighten it up like this, and I try to bend my wrist, there's no way. No way this. I'm not saying I can bend it, but it's more difficult to bend my wrist when I do my fist this way. Like that. This is a karate move. This is not a boxing move. This is a karate move. We learned this, and this move was taught down thousands of years ago. And a lot of these brawlers, street fighters, boxers, people that get in the ring, that come from the streets, that are good, talented, because they can knock you out, or they can just, out brawl you, out force you, out power you. They've done this, and they've broken their wrist in the fight, or they've had to stop the fight because they themselves hurt themselves. So that great, talented, vicious fighter that's potentially about to make $10,000 if he wins the fight, he just lost the fight because he broke his wrist, because he didn't know how to punch properly. So, and if you're an amateur, like I said, if you're a beginner, this is going to generate more power. And once you get going up at the levels, you're gonna be able to out punch people, even the professional fighters. You can, I can generate power as a professional. I can, that's where you see, oh, that guy has knockout power. Well, why does he have knockout power? Because he's doing the technique properly. It's not that he's stronger, faster. It's just he's coming with it. Boom, coming with it straight to your mouth, hitting you. It depends also where you're gonna hit, of course. We got weak spots, but I just want you to know, first and foremost, do your fist this way, straight. We don't want to curve it at all. So that's what I want to see, like that, boom, straight fist, all that. I should be able to put a plate here on top. Let me show you, like that. Something, anything, everything should be able to stand right there. It shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be like that. It should be straight. Well, that's not gonna work. It needs to be a level. Let me see. Level your hand, like that. Level your hand. Sorry, just look. Well, I'll show you like that instead, like that level. See how there's no gap? If I did this and I punch like that, that little bit of gap, or like this downwards. So if I punched the bag and I had my wrist bent, I'm gonna hurt myself. I'm gonna keep it straight. See? I don't need no reps. Just like that. I could hit this all day. Of course, I wouldn't, because I'd probably scrape my skin off. But there, that, boom. Ooh, and I just hit it. The last punch that I hit it with this, and it didn't work out too well. It hurt. It already hurt here. So back to the basics. Hit with these two knuckles. Keep your wrist straight. Tighten up that grip. Keep this thumb out, and punch with these two. Boom. So if it's a jab, if it's a straight, if it's a jab, this is how it's gonna look. Boom. If it's straight, that's how it's gonna look. If it's a hook, it'll come like that. See? I'm still pointing with this. Boom, and I'm keeping it straight. Because if I bend my wrist if it's connecting, let's say it connects at full force, I want the guy to get knocked out or hurt, or at least respect my power. But if I connect and my wrist is bent, all that power generated is gonna stay here. This is where he's gonna stop. So the power's coming straight from here to his face, and then if it bends, it doesn't matter. It's gonna hurt him, but it's not gonna really, create the power necessary to knock him out. Or it may, but you're gonna mess your hand up. So you want that power to travel here, travel through the arm, shoulder. See? So you want boom, everything. Keep it straight like a bat. These joints here, and every time there's a joint, there's a disconnection of energy. So you want to be like a whip. You know how the whip can cut skin? It is just this little thin piece and it creates that much power that it can, tear you in half if done right. Well, the same thing. You want to generate the punch by doing a proper fist. So that's all I'm going to get to as far as the technique on how to do the fist. I will show you how to throw a punch. I just don't want to get into those details yet because I want you to learn how to stand first, do a proper stand, and then we'll connect all these parts together. But first, fist here, fist, put them like this. Practice on just anytime you're sitting in class, you're working, you're thinking. start practicing doing this. Just just do that. Start getting used to putting your fist. Learning that these things should feel like rocks. They shouldn't feel flimsy, and your wrist shouldn't feel like anybody can just bend it. Practice it. Even ask people, hey, grab my wrist, bend it, see if you can bend it. When people cannot bend your wrist with two hands, that means you're able to, punch something solid full force without breaking your wrist or your hand. So please like and subscribe, and next time I will teach you guys, like I said, the stand, fighting stand, and then later on put everything together. So like I said, commentate.